And then if you look at water, so 2024 was the first year where we surpassed 1 billion US in um, investments in new water technologies. And that is simply so little compared to the money that has been poured into some of the other clean tech industries, which, by the way, also depends on water for manufacturing. So it's a full circle here. And I think that's one of the main reasons. So I talk to founders, water technology companies in various stages, from pre-seed to Series C, almost on weekly basis. I talk to corporates in the industry. I talk to potential investors that want to go into water. I talk to investors that already has portfolio and they're struggling. And what I see is two things. There are two things in the industry that are keeping us a bit behind on the technology side that we could have been much further. And I think one of them is water technology companies. There isn't many of them that have, if you look at the founders in the water technology, not many has been building companies before. They are engineers. They are very passionate. They love the technology. And many of these type of companies have a really, really great technology, but they struggle on the commercial side. And that is, of course, an interesting topic. You can dig into why is that and so forth. But it relates to a bit more like a perspective on the industry where we talk about financing. The industry is underfinanced when it comes to new technologies. And I think I can say that without having too much discussion with a lot of people in the industry. I think most of the people in the industry will argue for that. But why is that? So why is that? Why is that money is going into energy and alternative energy sources and not into water? Why is that? A lot of conferences talk about that, but it is quite simple. Is if you are investing in something, let's call it an asset. We are in the liquid asset podcast here. So if you are investing in an asset, then that asset has to gain value. And if there are other industries where the value creation is much more simple, it makes much more sense, it's much more understandable, maybe it's also a bit more subsidized, then you'll put your money into that so your asset can gain value. That's how it is. If you have an industry that is a bit of an outlier, it has to be free water, the cost of water is super low, where can you earn money? You are a small technology company, you don't have much customers, your commercial traction, most of them die after the first pilots. And if you onboard the first customers, no investors is believing in us, so we can take it to the next step of globalization, all that.